hurts. My stomach hurts. It hurts. It smells really freaking good. Just wanted to put that on in the camera so y'all could get the scent that I was getting. Ooh. Let me show y'all some kinetic sand before we start for real. Better recording this. I don't know how they do it. I have to watch. I have to watch how they do it. But this is my kinetic sand. I'm gonna take some out. Oh, it's too bright. I would have to literally put it in front of y'all. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's get fucking started. Alright. Brown cow stunning hot moo sensation. Alright. What is up, you guys? It is Jordan, and welcome back to Jordan Whatever, bruh. And today, y'all looking at me like, "Ooh, Jordan, we just saw this outfit in one of your other intros. Go pay attention, all right? I did a little oopsie. I decided to change my mind halfway through a video, but it's okay. It's okay. But we're not gonna worry about that today. In this video right here that we're doing, we are going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race season 16, episode 7. I don't want to get into this too little bit of a kiki. I'm not gonna even do all that. We're gonna go ahead and review the episode, my thoughts, how I thought the looks were, and who I think is going to be winning. I have already seen, this is the 24th, Saturday, so I've already seen episode 8. And my mind has changed quite a bit, but we're gonna act like I didn't see that episode. We're gonna just worry about this one. We're gonna worry about what I think right here and worry about my thoughts, and yeah. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we start off the episode right after Geneva's leaving. Maya is talking about how she feels about being in the bottom, and all the girls are obviously shaking in their boots because Maya, she did her flipping thing. She flipped around. She did her she did it, and so everybody's like, I would hate to be in the bottom with her because she is the flip queen. Though some other people kind of like underestimated what else she can do, but we'll get into that later. So the girls are sitting down and everybody's celebrating Q's win. And everybody's like, yay. And Dawn Dawn is upset because she hasn't gotten a win yet. Obviously, she hasn't gotten a win, and she wanted to win the challenge, which is fair. But what gets me is when she goes,
Q's outfit looks like a fairy. I'm so sorry.
baby, baby, baby. Let's pull up some of your looks, your makeup skills. Let's just beautiful makeup skills. They should be next to me, somewhere on this side, or on both sides. Beautiful makeup skills. Okay, I'm not denouncing that. You are gorgeous. You are stunning. You look like a Linda Evangelista. You are a model. But for you to tell anybody that they look like a fairy when this is your makeup, make it make sense. Make it make sense, because it's not making sense to me. It's not making sense to me in my mind, and it wasn't making sense to a lot of other people in their mind. But we gonna leave we gonna leave it alone for today. We gonna leave it alone for today. We gonna leave it alone. But we're tallying up, and so far almost everybody has a win. Dawn doesn't have a win, which I'm a little shocked by. I thought Dawn would be getting a win a little earlier. But Dawn doesn't have a win, Morphine does not have a win, and Tsunami does not have a win. And I think these are the only 3 girls who have not gotten a win. Everybody else has a win under their belt. Like, they either won the Girl Group Challenge or the first challenge or something. Everybody has a win under their belt except for them now. And so it's like, ooh, something's got to give, but we not gonna get into it. We go into the next day. Um, I'm gonna be so real. I keep forgetting what the goddamn mini challenges are because I don't care for them. Hold on. Oh my god, there was no challenge this time. So Rue comes in. They see a little prompter and they give them like a it's like a hint at a musical. At a musical, and you can see, of course, Plasma being the musical girl. The second Rue gives even a little hint of a musical, you could just see the literal excitement just like stamped on her face. And then when Rue comes in and says that it's a musical, Plasma damn near almost flipped to the ceiling. Okay, she was ecstatic. She was ecstatic. I love Plasma. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I love Plasma, and I feel like a lot of people just don't like her and think that she's this annoying theater kid. But I am a theater kid, and so I love her. I love her energy, and I love she's spicy. She's not gonna take like she's not gonna be like beaten down. Like I love that. I love her. I love her. She's so awesome. I really hope she's in the top four because she's amazing. But we get there. We find out that this is a musical and they are doing the Sound of Rusic, or is yeah, I think it's the Sound of Rusic, which is obviously a parody on the Sound of Music. And I didn't rewatch the Sound of Music because I have seen it before, but from what I understand, this was not very related to the Sound of Music from what I remember. But we're gonna like move on from that. But they find out that they have to pick roles. Obviously, we love when the girls have to pick roles themselves because I always think obviously I think it's fair when they have to pick roles. Whenever the girls are like the girls are like given a role, it is so obviously like produced and rigged. So I think that that is unfair. But the girls have to pick roles, and we get to the girls. They're reading their scripts. They're picking out roles, and the first little fight that we have is between the Baroness, which Megami and both Q want, and they decide to rock paper scissors for it. Now, I want to say that if it was me, I wouldn't do that, but I probably would be like, fine, let's rock paper scissors. However, I would not immediately be like rock paper scissors, only one good time. No, rock paper scissors out of three, like best two out of three. Like we have to. We're not about to. You're not about to just win on me like that. Like you can't do that. But they rock paper scissors and Q wins and Q gets the Baroness. And Megami also wants this other role. I cannot remember what it was. I think it was one of the nuns. And she gets talked out of that role as well. Like she's like, fine, you know what? I'll take this role. It's fine. It's okay. And it's like Megami, no, like stand up for yourself, girlie. Like you gave up the main role you wanted. Like at least get the side role that you wanted. Like don't let them talk you out of that. But nonetheless, she did. And do I agree? No. And do I think she should have done that? No, but she did. So we move on. And the other role that ends up getting fought over is the main role, which is Mariah, which is a parody off the lady in the main role in The Sound of Music, obviously. And the main people want those roles is Plasma, obviously, because this is her shtick. Of this is her one of her favorite ladies playing this role. So of course she wants to do this. Saphira, which obviously I think is a very understandable. I think Saphira would do a very good job at it. And then Morphine, which took me back a little bit, but Morphine talks about how she wants to do bigger roles so she can get more attention, which I think is very understandable. And upon the argument, we find out that no one is really seeing Morphine as this character. No one is thinking that Morphine is going to do well. No one's like considering her as a character, like this character at all. No one is considering her for Mariah. And so she's like, you know what? No one's even considering me. Y'all are just kind of pushing me away. Like everybody's like, oh, I think Saphira would do good at this, but I also think this is what Plasma does. And Morphine's like, so me, right? My drag.
Fuck my drag, right?
But whatever, I just won't do it. So since no one's going to vouch for me, I know no one's going to vouch for me anyways. And a Plasma, I support, and I will support. I will, y'all know I am a Plasma fan now. I am going to support Plasma. So she's like, I didn't pick any other role. And she's like, well, baby, that doesn't automatically mean this is yours. She says, no, 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 I'm not saying that. She's just saying I have Mariah on my list, nothing else. And then, you know, in the confessional, she's like, I don't want to be that girl who's like, I want the lead and nothing else, but
I want the lead and nothing else.
that's it. that that's how that's going. And Saphira, you know, being the confident woman she is, she's like, you know what? Take it. That's fine. I will play one of the nuns and whatever. And she goes in the confessional and she's like, you know, last girl who wanted a role and I just gave it to them, they left. So do with that information what you will. What you will. And I was like, you know? But Plasma ends up getting that role. And I love how when she gets the role, she looks at Saphira and she goes, Saphira, thank you. Like Morphine. Like Morphine didn't just give this role up. But I get it. No one was considering it. So we end up finding out everybody who's in their roles. I have to be honest, the main person I was worried for was Plasma. And I know y'all thinking, why would you be worried for Plasma? I know Plasma can do this. I'm obviously a Plasma fan. I've seen her have, if y'all haven't seen, there's a video that she did a thing on Don't Raid on My Parade. It was so great. It was a great video on her YouTube channel. Just look up Plasma and should pop right up. But I know y'all think, why are you worried for Plasma? I'm worried for Plasma because when you get this much screen time, when you say that, oh, this is something that I do, oh, this is something that is so me, that usually means that you are in for a bad edit. That usually means they are about to kick you down. They are about to say they're about to send you home because you thought this was something you're great at, and then you end up doing terrible because you're setting this bar for yourself. So I was very worried the entire episode that they were gonna find some way to just make it seem like Plasma is just didn't do as well as she thought she said she would, as everybody thought she would. So I would say the person I was worried for the most was Plasma. And then also I would have to say I think Maya, only because, well, let's go ahead and get into them dancing, the dancing in you know, the rehearsals. So they're dancing and Melissa McCarthy comes in, and she just comes in for a few minutes and she just has like a good old time. You know, she's throwing some cheese and stuff, and she's making jokes. She comes in to have a good old time. It's awesome. I enjoyed it so much. But we get into rehearsals, and the main person I'm starting to worry about is Maya. Maya, and obviously like Q, because Q has a hard time doing choreography. But I'm worried for Maya because my thing is Maya, there are some girls who can do performative drag where they can just dance and do some type of choreography and like hip hop and stuff, but that doesn't always mean that they pick up choreography well. They can move well, but that doesn't mean they can pick up choreography well. I think the best example of this was oh my god, who is it? Kennedy Davenport from season 7. When she was on All Stars 3, she had a hard time picking up choreography. It's a difference. There's a difference between just knowing how to move your body and making it look really nice and pretty and just feeling the music than actually knowing what you're going to do and knowing how you're going to dance, you know? That's just how it is with some people. And so I'm a little worried for Maya because she's not a musical theater girly. And I was worried for Dawn because she gets quite a bit of airtime and she's just talking about how she doesn't like musicals. At some point I'm like, okay, she's just not gonna do that well. But she did. That obviously didn't seem like a problem. And they're making it, the editing was saying like, oh, Megami is struggling. I wasn't worried for Megami at the time because Megami struggled in the last dancing challenge and she was literally one of the best, like other than her outfit being like, girl, what is that? She danced amazingly and her lyrics were awesome. So I was not, when they were like, oh, you know, Megami is this, Megami is that, I think someone even said it, like, Megami struggles, but we know that she goes, she comes back, she picks up choreo, she practices. So I'm not too worried about how she would do, you know. But that's just me. But nevertheless, we're gonna move on. Anyways, we get into the girls getting ready, and I don't remember anything. I really need to start writing down my notes better, like I used to do with the first few videos. I don't remember anything that really stuck out to me in the workroom. Obviously, they're talking about some stuff, but there's nothing out there that sticks to me. Um, yeah. So, oh, also apparently Tsunami has a crush on Plain Jane, which like, you know what? I will say Plain Jane has like really good bone structure. So I can't be too mad at it. I can't be too mad at it. But anyways, we get to the challenge, which is the musical. And I have to say, um, this was not a bad musical. This is not going to be on like one of my top like favorites, like especially because I kind of don't like when they have like these girls like the girls like lip sync over somebody else. I feel like it gets rid of a lot of the creativity that comes with it. Like now it's really all dependent on how well you do your dance moves. That's why whenever they say like, oh, it looks like you're not, it looks like you really weren't into the character, it's a little hard to do that when it's literally just dance moves and you're like going over somebody else's voice. While if they singed live or if they were singing into their own voice, it would be better. And of course there are times where it can still look pretty good. Like for the past two seasons, I did kind of enjoy the two musicals. Like I didn't think they were bad. I still kind of did enjoy them even if they were singing over people. Like Moulin Rouge, I thought that was like such a good like production value. Like it was giving. Or I cannot remember what season 15's musical was called, but it was so good. But I just think it's better when the girls like sing over it. I just feel like it gives more depth. Um, I'm not gonna use season 13 as an example because I really did not like that musical. But also I think that can help make or break a musical. I'll use season 12. Them being able to have their voiceovers over it, it brings way more fun to it. Like Crystal Method adding her little ah, like that. That's funny. That's funny. That brings more. That brings more to the character. Britta literally going into low voice like, God bless the gays. God bless the gays. LGBT. Like that's funny that they get to add their little sting to it, their little shtick, you know. Um, that being said, they couldn't do that here, and this was a mediocre musical. Like it wasn't. I wasn't like dying, but I wasn't living. I whenever they don't get to add their little stick, it's not as funny because the musicals are meant to be funny, obviously. But this one just wasn't as funny for me, especially since sometimes the writing be a little weird. I don't think it was weird this time, but like it just wasn't as funny for me. It wasn't as impactful as like season like for instance season 15 was like very impactful. I thought it was just had a really good message and it made me feel nice. Um, I will say I did enjoy one of the songs that like slay like shade like I enjoyed that. I was doing the dance moves and everything. I was having the time of my life. But overall, this was not one of my favorites. So while watching it, the girls that I think are doing good is I thought Plasma did really good. I thought Plasma did get really good. You know, I thought she did great. I was still very worried for her because I'm trying to think like because like sometimes the girls will still do good like Plasma did, but they'll say you didn't have enough character, you could have given more facial expression. And so the whole time I'm like she's doing really good, but like are they gonna say like oh you just didn't do that good, like you just did, like I was nervous the entire time while watching her. But I thought Plasma did really good. I thought Saphira Saphira did great, especially with her solo and that was funny. That was funny. Um, overall, I gotta be honest, those are the only two that like stick out to my mind that I was like, ooh, I'm enjoying myself. These girls are funny. These girls are cool. Um, but also the way these characters are written, which is how they're written most of the time, they're written so unevenly that someone's meant to be the star and other people aren't. That's one of the reasons why I don't get why people just don't like season 12 as much, because it's so good and they're so evenly written to where they could have picked so many people to be in the top and I would have been like, that is so understandable. They did so amazing. Like Jada was there. Jada was literally there. Gigi did good. Jan did good. Crystal did good. Widow did good. Like there were so many people that did good that challenge. Like and it's because it was so evenly matched that it was hard to pick a bottom because everybody did so good, and it matches up, you know. But we're not even gonna get into that too deeply. Overall, I do think that Saphira and Plasma did the best. Of course, like Q Q did good. I didn't like hate. I didn't love their performance. Or I can't act like they didn't do good. They gave the facial expressions. They did their thing. Um, oh God, I need some lipstick. I love this lip oil. It smells like bubblegum. Like smell it. It smells like bubblegum, right? Yeah. All right. Yeah, Q did good. They just didn't really go out to me. The main thing, like with them, they didn't do a lot for me. We'll get into like some of their critiques and some thoughts on some of their critiques, and other people's thoughts on some of their critiques. But they didn't like shock me or anything. I will see I was more worried about the girls that Q was going around with that giant rag rug around her. Like I was like so worried. I was like, is she? Tsunami was so close to tripping. Like I'm looking, I'm like, Tsunami is going to trip. Like it went between her legs. Tsunami is about to fall on the damn stage. Like y'all didn't practice this a little better. Like what if she falls? What is gonna happen? What if she hurts herself? And then obviously she goes around Plane, and I'm like, what if Plane falls? Like I'm like I was like, hold on, what do we do when they fall? What are we supposed to? But nonetheless, Q did a good job. The main girls I'm worried about. I would have to say literally everybody else. They could have made anybody the bottom because they write their characters so small. I will. You know what? I'm gonna. That's a lie. I don't think that Dawn did a bad job. I think that if anybody's going to be safe, it's going to be Dawn. I think that Plain Jane would be safe. Um, I would say that Tsunami's gonna be safe. Like the Baronesses, they were going to be safe, but I think Dawn would be safe. Tsunami, Plain Jane, obviously. So that means that the other few Nymphia, Megami, Morphine, and Maya, I think that they all had a chance to be in the bottom. Um, Maya just didn't give a lot of character for me. Like when you rewatch it, like you can truly tell that Maya just was doing her dance and just she was remembering her thing, but she wasn't like fully in character. Uh, I would say that Nymphia wouldn't be in the bottom, but also she would not be in the top. It was like she was literally, I forgot that she was there. First, for her editing this episode was like non-existent. Non-existent, and it's starting to make me rethink her being in the top four. And I fully do not think that she's going to win anymore. But her editing this episode was non-existent, as well as her character. Like, it was a girl who's obsessed with a pine cone, which fits her so great because Nymphy is obsessed with bananas. So I love that that's for both of them. This does not mean my love for Nymphia has stopped. I am still a big ass Nymphia fan, but she did not do it for me this episode in this challenge. That's just me. Um, Morphine, like I said, I really do feel as though when you have a smaller character, it's just like they say, oh, there are no small parts, but when it comes to RuPaul's Drag Race, there are small parts. I don't care what anybody says. They give certain parts, and they give certain parts that they know are not gonna be as funny or as great as anybody else. You know, Plasma has a bigger role. Plasma is going to be, they're going to be more proud of Plasma for achieving doing a lot of bigger role things. It's just how it is, you know. And so I think that Morphine, you know, she was just using the hand she got dealt, and she did try to bring depth to the character, but depth, depth, depth to the character. But you know, what all can you do with the 5 seconds of you having to dance? You can barely show your face, and not getting a solo like Saphira or Q or Plasma. You know, same thing goes for Megami. Like, what all can you do? Of course, you can stay in character better. When they look back, it seems like Megami was trying to think of her character on the side, but once again, we'll get into that. But like, what more can you do? It's hard, you know. And overall, I just feel like when it comes to later seasons, like they really need to start thinking about. I really wish they would go back to like what they did in season 12, where they give like equal opportunity as like choices, because that was such a good musical. And I feel like a lot of people, I feel like one of the reasons they did that is because a lot of people acted like the musical wasn't that great, but the musical was really good. I enjoyed it. I had so much fun watching it, and I watch it all the time, and I really hope that they go back to that format. But nonetheless, we're going to move on. All right, so category is for the runway. I can buy myself flowers. First up is Plasma. Now her look is inspired by the movie Funny Girl, and this look is absolutely gorgeous. This is my favorite Plasma look. Plasma can be very yin and yang with me. For me, when it comes to her runways, this look is beautiful. She's covered in these yellow flowers. She has this very exaggerant ass hat on. It's exaggerant, like old, like I would say, like you maybe I guess you would say like 90s. I guess you say like 50s, like outfit. It is great. And I love how there's flowers on the stage. I just wanted to say that. It is beautiful. She looks absolutely beautiful. Her mug, it's getting so good. I did, as well as Michelle, I had like mixed feelings on her mug, but her mug is getting so freaking beautiful. She looks great. This was a great night for her. So we move on to Miss Saphira. Saphira, how the hell is she getting these outfits in her bag? Tell me, how is she getting these outfits in her bag? I know somebody's like, oh, it's probably like has wire in it, and then she takes the wire. But still, this is a lot of outfit to put in a bag. And then she had the pumpkin outfit, which, oh, that was the flavor. Y'all, that still takes a lot. She still has to bring something, bro. How 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 is she bringing these in her bag? And then she had that like for her first episode, she was in a beautiful big ass opera dress. How is she putting how many luggages do the girls get? Because and how is Saphira making it all work? Like I know Saphira has humongous bags, giant. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. This is so freaking pretty. She is the flower, y'all. She's literally the flower, her damn self. Her her hair, her out. It's all great. And she knows that it's amazing. She comes out and she's like, "Oh, you want this? I am the flower. I am that girl. I am the move. This is awesome. This is beautiful. This is perfect. I love it. We're going to move on. All right. Next up is Morphine Love Dion. Do not get me wrong. I like this look, but it is very pedestrian for a drag race. It is very much like costumey because, like, oh, like it's just costumey. It's like, oh, back in the 60s. Like, it's a nice, like, hippie outfit, but doesn't change the fact that it is a hippie outfit and it's very, very plain. So we're gonna just move on with that. Next up is Miss Maya Iman Lapage. So Maya, this is the best Maya's looked on the runway for me. If y'all have been watching, I have not been the biggest fan of Maya's outfits. Personally, I still don't like her bangs being this low, especially with how her makeup is. And if you look at her eyes are white. She's white eyeliner or something on. I don't know. I don't like it. It looks creepy, especially because she has such bright highlight. It look makes her look crazy. It makes her look crazy, and then she has the hair covering literally like right to here. Like, girl, like I know half of what you seen is just hair. I got locks, so I know what you looking at. Like, like be so for real. Like, what, whatever. But I do like this outfit. Is it the best outfit in the world? No. However, I think this is one of the better outfits that she has. Overall, it's really nice. You know, it's really cute. It's pretty. Also, she has this like red glitter here that's also on her highlight. I don't like that. Maya's makeup is just not for me. That's not to say that it's like bad, but it's not for me. I just don't like how bright her highlight is. I feel like, especially with like how she does her hair, it just doesn't look correct. But that is just my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Moving on to Dawn, who girl, what was this concept again? Okay, so this is Gul'dan apparently. That's died for years. Now, it is very mixy matchy, and I know that's Dawn's thing. Um, the outfit is very drabby, like it's heavy. It looks heavy. Uh, it's a lot going on right here. Her makeup is beautiful. I really do like this makeup. Like this is some of my favorite. This. I'm glad that she did different makeup. This is so pretty. I love her hair. I just don't know how I feel about this outfit. I feel like had had maybe because it is heavy. Like I cannot act like it's we see that it's heavy. I feel like if she had a lot less going on right here with like the little like ruffle neck thing, if maybe they were down here and they were ruffled on her shoulders, and she just had like a nice like red like choker, like if she's going to do the whole red thing, she had a nice little red choker, and then like the red gloves going right, stopping right at the ruffle here, then I would be living a lot more for this outfit. Overall, this outfit is okay. It's just a little too much for me. It looked too heavy and there's too much on. But that's just my opinions. But it is drag. So what is drag? Too much, you know? But we're gonna go ahead and move on. So we're going to move on to Miss Magami. So Magami comes out. She has her stained dress because her dress has been stained. Her wedding dress has been stained. It's so awful. Oh well, we're just gonna go out in the lingerie, which has flowers on it. This is not a bad look. I think she looks very pretty. It does. It's not for me. It's not amazing for me. Magami so far in this whole season, her outfits are not bad. They're just. I feel like there's a little more that could happen to where I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is. That's what we've been waiting for. But she hasn't. She couldn't do that for me. But overall, this is a nice little look. So we're gonna move on. All right, we're gonna move on to Nymphia, who ah, I'm not gonna take too long on this outfit because I don't know how to feel about it, and I don't know how to explain how I don't know how to feel about it. I just don't know how to feel about it. It's like nice, but I'm not sure if I really like it for real. But the concept is so creative, but at the same time, like it's so plain, but at the same time, that's what it y'all just I love Nymphia and I love the nerve and I love it. And that's all. So we gonna move on. All right. But I will be praised. I'll stay a little longer to praise Nymphia. I love Nymphia. She's amazing. She's awesome. Hell, the Banana Queen. All right, moving on. So next up is Q. Can I say something? Can I be honest? Let me feel my dynasty. My dynasty. Can I be honest? I was not living. I was not living. It's like when she came, I was like, oh my God. But then, like, the more I look at the look, the more I don't like it. Like, it's like, I don't know how to. I don't know how to explain it. She has on this corset, obviously, this like body corset and these panties. And the panty is just fully not decorated at all. And it's so distracting to me. I don't know why, but I keep looking at it like, girl, there's nothing on this panty. Like, why is it here? Why is it here? I don't like what is on her head. It looks weird. Like I get this. It looks weird. Like maybe if it was like a wig with flowers, but it's not. It's just like something on her head, like a little ball cap on her head, and then like she put flowers on it. It's just. Of course, we've seen looks like this with the claws and everything, but it's not as dramatic. It's just. I don't. I don't like this thing on her head. And when you look at her makeup and then look at the thing on her head, it looks so weird. I feel like she should have done like like a little bit more monstery makeup, like just been a little bit more exaggerant, like as a pink person. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. But then when I looked at it, I'm like, I don't like it. And then I'm like, am I tripping? Like, everybody's living. Maybe I should be living. But I feel like everybody's only living because she's on stilts. And so that's like, oh my God, she's a monster. Oh my God, this is so conceptually. Oh my God, she's so much. Oh my God, she's. But like, upon further inspection, I am not living for real. And so I said it. I don't really like this look. It's not. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad look. But I don't. I'm not living. I'm just not. Moving on. I'm sorry. Thank you for my TED talk. I'm sorry that was aggressive. Thank y'all for listening to my TED talk. We're gonna move on. All right. Next up is Miss Plain Janie. So Plain Jane. She comes out. This is a. It's a very simple concept. She's pretty sure she's Rapunzel. This is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Rapunzel. I don't know why she has a man at the end of her hair. I'm not for it. For real. Like, okay, like you have a prince at the end of your head, but like, did you really need that? No, I don't think you did. This is a pretty simple look. It's a nice look. She's doing that face again. The where she looks like a constipated vibrator. That's what I'm gonna call it now. It's a constipated vibrator. That is what she is when she does that face. The I don't even know how to do what she does. Stop. It's a nice look. We're gonna move on. All right. Last but not least is Tsunami Muse. And this is a beautiful look. However, the idea, the concept that she is basically an upside down bouquet, I was like, okay, but no. But it wasn't until I went on to Twitter and someone was like, see, y'all wasn't hearing her for real. And they flipped her over. It's a picture of her and it's flipped over. And it's an upside down bouquet. And it really does look like an upside down bouquet. And it's like really pretty. But like oh, I'm gonna get a headache. Ah! Ah! It's like, why would we thinking this hard about the damn? And it's so, and when you look at it, it makes sense because when you flip it upside down, it's the bouquet, she's the stem, and then there's the paper, the little foil that she has is the paper that, go wrapped around it when you give someone like a bouquet. It makes sense, but I'm just laughing so hard because it's such an easy concept, but it's like such an overthought concept. Why didn't you just put fucking flowers on and call it a day like everybody else did? And then, like, just thinking about how she was flipped over, and I'm like, what does she expect the judges to do? Look upside down, turn around, take a picture, and flip it over? Like they weren't gonna do that. It's so stupid, and I should not be laughing this hard. This is not that funny. Ooh, girl. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god, Jordan, move the fuck on. All right, y'all. Oh, oh my god, I'm hot. I have heartburn. Okay. So we get to the judges' critiques and some notes to take. They were getting on Maya about her head thing flipping over her head. And you know what's so stupid? And I know y'all are probably not gonna believe me when I say this, but I was like looking and I was like, what if the girls, like, what if while performing something like gets on their head? Like flips over and covers their face. Like, what is the move? Like, what are we supposed to do after that? And then I kid you not, I watched the performance and Maya gets that thing stuck on her head, and I was like, and she just kept dancing. She just kept dancing. And what I don't like is that the judges was like, "Oh, at one point your head thing was just flipped over your head." And I'm like, "Girl, she has no control of that." Like, I guess it, like, well, she could have pinned that down or whatever. But my thing is, like, she has no control over that. What did you want her to do? Stop in the middle of performance? Like, stop dancing and literally go? No. If she would have stopped dancing, y'all would have been upset. But she kept dancing and y'all are still upset. What did y'all want her to do for real? There was nothing that she could do. All she could do was roll with the goddamn punches. If something happens and one of the girls ends up slipping and falling, that should not be a penalty for them slipping and falling, because stuff like that happens. Like, for instance, if Tsunami was performing and Q had actually successfully like pulled her and made her fall, y'all can't look at her and go, "Oh girl, like at one point you just fell, like you supposed to like pull it together." Like, no, things like that happen. So I don't understand why. Y'all know, you see, you know what I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So I don't think that was a probable like critique. Don't get me wrong, everything else they said about like Maya not paying attention and all that, and I mean being out of it and all that, was correct for me. But they're talking about the thing being over her head. I thought that was such a stupid critique. I thought that was such a stupid critique. And I get why a lot of people are saying they did not like Michelle's critiques this season. And I haven't been like hating on them, but I will say, like, a critique like that was dumb. That was a dumb critique. But it is what it is. I'm so glad that they liked Plasma's performance. I was so scared that they weren't going to, but they were hyping her up, and I'm so glad. They loved Saphira, obviously, and those were the two best. And they also liked Q. And Q, they gave Q the critique of, "Oh my god, your choreography, you gotten so much better at choreography, and you've been doing so good." And I love that in the middle of critiques, they put Maya's confessional of her going, "With what choreo?" She walked around with a freaking rug. And I'm like, no, she's not wrong. Like, don't get me wrong, Q did a good job, and I don't want to undermine Q's win. I mean, Q's win, because Q didn't win this episode. I don't want to undermine Q's performance, because she did put a lot of character into it. But, like, girl, there was no choreo. And even in the Untucked, she mentioned, she was like, Megami was like, "What freaking choreo did you have? You didn't have any choreo." And they were sitting there like, "Oh, like, no, like, you can't undermine me because you're in the bottom." And she was just saying, like, "Hey, like, it was harder for me to put a character in because I had a lot of choreo. You had no choreo. You had so much time to put your character in." And I thought that was very valid. You have more time. You don't have choreo. And Q was not good with choreo. I guarantee if Q had more choreo, she would have been in the bottom, because she would have been worried about doing choreo instead of being her character. But that's for another thing. And that's not, let's say, this is not to undermine Q's performance. She did a good job, but, like, girl, let's be so serious. Like, even in the part where they had choreo where the two baronesses come up and, like, start, messing with the girls, she wasn't there for that. So the big choreo part was not. She wasn't in there for that. So I don't, like, I understand. And then they started talking about how Megami and Untucked, they were talking about how Megami was throwing shots at the girls. But my thing was, y'all throw shade at the girls while they're practicing choreography the entire time. Oh my god, she called y'all filler girls. Oh, so what? Y'all talk about how the girls look like robots when they're walking, and how they can experience what it's like to be in the bottom, and how they are struggling and all of that. That is so, that is what y'all do a lot, and I know the girls can hear y'all. And so my thing is like, y'all sitting here upset as if y'all don't do the same thing is kind of crazy. Is kind of crazy. Like I'm tripping. Like I think y'all are tripping for real. That's just me though. Like, and especially when Plain was like that was just a little like rude or mean, or like let's just bring it up. I'm like, Plain girl, you have no right to talk as mean as you are others. But also, you know what? She's in the top a lot, so I guess she can say that. But at the same time, no. Like you have no right to talk when you say the same thing about everybody all the time. I don't want to hear you over here talking about how, oh, I think you were being rude. I think you were being mean, girl. Let's bring Amanda back and let's see what she thinks about you, okay? Cause gutted. I don't want to talk about it no more. It doesn't matter. But they get into that, and just to bring it to the untucked, Tsunami was the one who brought it up, and Megami went to go apologize to Tsunami. She didn't care about Plain nor Q's feelings, which I think is valid. I'm glad that she went to go apologize to Tsunami. They made up. They're kiki. They good. That's great. But we get back to the judges' critiques. Overall, I enjoyed. I think all their critiques were pretty much correct, other than that little Maya one, and then the whole Q choreography thing, because it was so funny that they put Megami's clip in there. Um, and yeah, and after them leaving, we come back and we find out that the winner is Plasma. I was so ecstatic. I am so happy. I am so proud of her. And of course, she got wins doing what she does best, being Barbara and musical and all that. And I just, and y'all don't care. Y'all can't take my girl. Theater Queens is up. Theater Girls is up. Oh, I'm so happy. So I was celebrating Plasma. Ooh, ooh, you know, and I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Safira. Safira did a great job. Her look was also great, so I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to her. But Plasma fought for that role. Plasma learned all those lines. Plasma lip synced all those lines. Plasma learned all those dances. Plasma came out and she looked amazing. She absolutely deserved that goddamn win. And I'm so glad that she got it. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on. We find out that the bottom is Maya and Megami. And I don't like to pick between queens. I really don't. But if I had to, I really want Megami to stay. She's such a flame to me. She's so good. I love her. Um, and they lip sync to Miley's Flowers. And I'm kind of thinking like, oh, I think Megami might have it. But we never know what Maya might give. They're both doing their thing. Maya takes off her shoes. Big ass no. I'm looking like, what in the hell is going on this day? She said she was gonna prove that she is not just a flip queen, and so I'm like, girl, with that, you gotta take your shoes off to do that. Like, what are you talking about for real? But then she starts church dancing. She starts giving the Holy Spirit. I was sitting there like, like, I don't know. Like, she took her shoes off. That, like, that's a big no. But like, she is kind of serving. Her little belly flop onto the stage though killed me. Why are you? Why are you sliding? Get up. Get up. Maya, get off the floor, bitch. What are you doing? What are you doing? But she does a little slide. And the writing is on the wall. Maya is doing great. And Megami decides to sing the song as like sad, which like I get you, but like the song is meant to be empowering, and so I felt like Maya showed that. It can be shown as sad, but I feel like Maya did a better job at showing. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Maya does a better job at showing, the empowering side of it. And after they are done, Maya is the winner. And Megami is told to sashay a freaking way. And Megami leaves, and she leaves. She's like, all right. She leaves, and she goes like, girl, I thought I should have won. Like I didn't kick off my shoes. Mine wasn't messy. Like I thought I should have won that. Love Magami. This is why I love Magami. I was like, girl, you better leave saying that you didn't need to go. You wasn't supposed to go home. I like queens who are like, listen, there's nothing wrong with queen being like, I think it was my time for real. Like I saw the writing on the wall. But I love a girl who, whether delusional or not, she is like, girl, I shouldn't have left for real. Like I don't see why. Like I don't agree. Like let's be so for real. Like I'm not appreciating it. Like I love that nonsense. It makes me so happy. Um and I gotta be honest, I am loving this season. I really do think it's the queens because just about every episode when the queen has to leave, every episode I've never, there's so far there's never been an episode where I'm like, oh, she's leaving. No, like I think maybe once or twice, but like most of the time it's just like, oh, she's leaving. No, I really love her. I love her. I love her. And I just haven't had that with any other seasons so far. Like, don't get me wrong, all the queens in all these seasons are great, but like this has been one of the seasons where I'm like, oh my god, I love her. Why is she leaving? No, no. And seeing as though the top nine are just like girls I still like really love. They're doing a very good job at. Don't get me wrong. Of course, there's some girls getting more camera time than others, but they are doing a very good job at giving a lot of these girls like giving the girls so much camera time. Like each and every one of the girls are getting so much camera time that you can just start to love all of them, and it's just making me really sad to see them go. But uh um episode 8 out of my head, episode 7 right now. So far, my winner for the season is going to be Saphira. Like I thought it was Nymphia's, but seeing as how the editing is going, and I'm trying not to think of episode 8, but also just episode 8. But seeing how the season is going, my winner is Saphira. Saphira is going to win that crown, and it really, I for a second I did not see it for Saphira, but now I think Saphira is going to win that crown. I think she's going to be in the top 4, right along with Q, because Q they're trying to put Q in that top 4, so Q's going to be in that top 4 right along with Q. Um, uh, Q, maybe Nymphia, either Nymphia, Plasma, or Dawn is going to be in that top 4. But I know for a fact, I know it's going to be Saphira. I know it's going to be Q. I know it's going to be Q. I know it's going to be Q. But yeah, and then uh Nymphia, Plasma, and Dawn and Plain Jane. They're all gonna be fighting for a spot. Nymphia, Plasma, Dawn, Plain Jane. They're gonna be what's up? My way. But that is all I have for y'all today. I really do hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry if I see low energy. It is late at night, and so I am a little tired. I'm also trying to get better at looking at the camera. So just work with me here, y'all. But like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. If you did, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and go down in the description. Follow me on my Instagram. Follow me on my social medias, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Twitter. I'm pretty sure, and subscribe to my gaming channel where I will be posting soon. What is soon? We don't know, but it's going to be soon. All right. And I love y'all so freaking. Girl, not me meeting the mic. I love y'all so much. Bye.